Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to RSF1's F4 division. Coming to you live, round number 18, I believe it is, if my facts are correct. And we're here for the F4 division, the curtain closer to our week's racing around the United States Grand Prix, the track in Texas, the fast and flowing circuit that has produced very good league racing in the past. And that has also been the case tonight in, or this week, should I say, in RSF1. I'm RSF1 Brundle, and we're here for another chapter of F4. And this should be an interesting one. Obviously on the back of a very entertaining race in Japan last week, where I had Sync Diggles having a very good evening in the comms box, I must say. He unfortunately isn't available to join me tonight, neither is Brutal Reapers, so you have me to guide you through this race. And this could go one of several ways, really. A few people are quite confident going into this track. Of course, throw in the possibility of mixed conditions as well into the mix. Should be an entertaining one. But let's see what the conditions are as we head into Q1. As we load up. Hopefully this should be good. And it's weird as well because we've got only 3 more races. 3 more weeks of racing after this Grand Prix in F4 USA. Does seem weird, and it does seem almost kind of scary as well that the season has gone so quickly, as we are now heading into Q1. And we have slightly overcast conditions. Look at the clouds. That could be very interesting late on. Possibility of rain into Q2. Not many people heading out straight away, although there is a Renault, Mercedes. There's a Renault going to be out first, I think. No. Might be a Mercedes just ahead of him. No, the AlphaTauri. Jesus. Of Bradley Johnson, number 2, is the first driver out in the AlphaTauri as we head on through to Q1. So, what can we say first off? Welcome to F4 once again. And yeah, so Japan last week was quite significant for the championship because last week in Japan was the first time this season that our former championship leader, because he's championship leader no more, RS Prost, failed to score. What a time to have your first non-scoring, because as I said, he lost the championship to Dufferlump. Dufferlump went on to win the race after a very, very big battle with the other Alfa Romeo of RSF1 Eagle. So the question going into tonight's race is, can Prost come back? Can he fight back from a disappointing result last week? Got caught up in a few things as well after a spirited fight back up through the field, because I don't think he qualified very well either. So yeah, he's pressured to really come back at it. Dufferlump cannot win the championship tonight, and in fact both titles, drivers and constructors, cannot be decided tonight. So we're going to Mexico no matter what next week to see the next chapter in the championship. So that kind of puts that aspect to one side. Yes, I remember Prost. Yeah, you had a qualifying man for last week. As I said, we recovered well in the race, but got caught up in an incident, I believe, kind of midway through, which was unfortunate. But I'm sure Prost, obviously in the chat there, racing at the same time. I'm sure, knowing you're not going to give up one bit. So, all the best to you. As Bradley Johnson is the first to sell a lap, but he invalidates on his first attempt. So we're going to move to Toxic CW, who was the next driver to come out. And he had a very good race last time out. 3rd place in Japan. I believe his 3rd podium since he's joined. If my facts are correct, if I remember my facts correctly. And that podium actually brought him into a very tightly contested battle in the Drivers' Championship for 5th place. There's about 20 odd points. I'll go through the championship in a bit. There's 20 odd points separating about 8 drivers for kind of best of the rest, if you like, from 5th down to like 12th in the Drivers' Championship. So definitely plenty to play for, even if the championship gets decided either next week or the week after that. The Toxic is just going through the middle sector right now. Excuse me. As you're going into the final sector, final few corners, this long right hand of the triple apex. Right hand, and then you've got to turn the car in as positive as possible. Hope it sticks. And then into the final corner. Across the line, it's going to be in the 32, so 32.3 to begin. And that's a pretty solid lap from Toxic. Already behind in the Mercedes. Let's say 32.377, just behind Toxic CW. So again, decent lap from there. I'm expecting F4 around to be 31s, I'd say. Although early 32s is pretty decent for beginning of the qualifying. Primus 32.7 in the Racing Point. Big race for Racing Point today. They need to keep up the momentum because they closed the gap to Alfa Romeo in Japan in their very hotly contested constructors battle. As MW 31.7 Button comes in with a 31.5 in the McLaren. Very good lap from him. So already in the 31s. So the usual pace setters in qualifying already flexing their muscles. Speaking of which, here is championship leader Duffalump. Needs to carry on the momentum, but the question on his shoulders, I would guess, or the question I would put is how can he handle this pressure now? First time he's led the championship since coming in. It's a different perspective as well. I've rarely been a championship leader in any online league, in any aspect, in any F1 game. But the few times I have been, it's different because I feel like you have a target on the back of you. Everyone's chasing you down. I'd rather be the chaser. So let's see whether Duffalon can handle the pressure. He's got to carry the momentum, as I said, after picking up his win in Japan. It was actually his second win in a row from the week before, I believe, which was Russia. So yeah, momentum is a key thing. You feel on top of the world. It's almost like an ego. And yeah, ego is a great thing to have going into it, but you got to make sure you don't get ahead of yourself, because anything can happen, as we all know, especially the way technology works in the game. But here comes Duffalump. He's going to be in the 31s as well, but not near the... it's near the top. It's 32.2. It's a decent first lap to his qualifying. At the moment, no one getting close to Button at the top. Button's still fastest. Got the chat open. Got 11 viewers so far. Buffering a little bit on my end, but it seems to be okay. Hang on a second. I say that and then it freezes on me. Great. Well, we'll carry on. Oh, it's sped up. There we go. Just seeing who's in the chat at the moment. We got Eyes the Best in it, Charismic, Button, Skivid, Snod Vodgod, all in there. Prost as well, of course, one of our moderators. So he put a thing in the chat, but we continue going on. Vinny currently on a lap at the moment, coming into the final corner, but looks to be a couple of seconds off the pace. He's just going to get his rhythm in, so he sets a 36.3 to go 14th at the moment, but I know he can go quicker than that. Raikkonen's popped himself up to 4th in the AlphaTauri after doing 2 laps, so that's a good lap from him. At the moment, we've got Monster Skyline, Prost, Old Manzy and Eagle yet to set a lap, but they've still got plenty of time to do that. Still 10 minutes to go. So, as there's a Williams off in the middle sector, that's your boy Prio, who I was going to mention actually. He's currently reserving for Cooper Benz tonight in the Williams. He's had a bit of an off in the last sector there. Manages to move himself out of the way. He's got no damage as well, but have to be recuperating for that lap. Prost pops into 7th, just a 10th behind Duffalump, so keeping an eye on his championship rival already. Going into this Q1 as a Williams heads out, gives the Williams plenty of space, and that is actually Monster Skyline. A little bit of miscommunication there between the two, but they sorted themselves out. Head round turn 1. You can see, we'll run on board actually with Eagle, the steepness of turn 1. Anybody who hasn't seen this track yet, the steepness of turn 1 is ridiculous. How it's almost like a roller coaster, this track. It's one of my personal favourites, especially to watch a league race, because especially that first corner on the first lap, there's multiple lines you can take on the first racing lap. You can see, riding on board of Eagle right now, see how steep it is. Look at it, rising up into the clouds almost. Obviously not that high, but it feels like it. Here we go. Rising up the hill to turn 1. You're going to have like a wide entrance, like clip the apex, and then you're going back down the other side. It's a ridiculous roller coaster going around, and then you got this next section, the left and right, and the left and the right, similar to Magnus and Beckett's. And as you can see, as demonstrated very properly by Eagle there, you can validate quite easy with the track limits. Great Avinia's got within a 10th of Button up into 2nd place. Also doing multiple laps, which quite a few people are doing. Duffelump's up to 4th, doing 3 laps on the soft tyres. So people doing multiple laps is fine to do. Old Manzi looking quick in the middle sector in the runner. He's another guy who's had a good run of results recently. 9th place in Japan, but he's still picking up points week in, week out. He's another guy in the very hotly contested fight for 5th in the Drivers' Championship. Moving along nicely. Can he get anywhere near his teammate Toxic CW, who's currently 3rd? Looks a pretty solid lap at the moment. Yeah, he goes 31.9. Goes to 6th, just ahead of Raikkonen. So, pretty decent lap from Old Manzi there. Monster Skyline and Williams on a lap as well. It's just completed the first sector. On to the back straight now, where we're going to see a lot of DRS overtaking, obviously. Again, even this back straight, you can see how undulating it is. Look up and down as well. You don't kind of feel that in the car, but when you're watching it spectated, you can see the cars moving up and down. Then that's the end of the middle sector, just as you turn in there. 1 minute 1.7. That seems to be on the money at the moment. Then this that hairpin there kind of encourages people to lunge on the apex of that corner, but be very wary, because that's where obviously the guy you're overtaking, that's where you're going to meet, at the apex of the corner. So be very risky overtake if you do so. Nicely done on the penultimate corner, then into the final. Where is this going to put him? It's going to be in the 31s. It's a 31.7, so at the top we're looking very, very close. 4 attempts covering the top 8 so far. But we need to turn our attention to those possibly eliminated from Q1 with 6.5 minutes to go, as Eagle now is next on the agenda. Now, the thing with Eagle is he is now the only driver that has scored in every round this season. Consistency is a wonderful thing, and a consistency, in my view, is how you win championships. He's a bit off Duffelump at the moment, but can that consistency yield him a championship at the end of the season? As a 31.665 comes up 666 on my lap data there, but goes immediately 2nd place as Eagle, so he flies up to 2nd place. You see the pun there? No? Cool. So who's in danger? 5 minutes 40 to go. Primus is on a lap at the moment. He's currently 15th, but he's invalidated that one. That's not what he needed, really. So he'll be going again. Also got Barry in 16th. Duffelup retires. Should be safe on a 31.7 there. Should be fine. Currently 6th. So you can see how close it is. There's very good signs already that we're going to have a close competitive race, as Monster Skyline does a 2nd lap on a 31.7. So yeah, definitely looking pretty good, as Barry is going to finish. Can he put himself a little bit more safe than where he is? Improves by a 10th and a bit, but stays behind Primus. So at the moment Barry is out, but he's got more than enough time to get back round again to set another lap. I take myself a drink already. Not much chat going on at the moment. I've only got Prost's comment about he had a quad ban last week. The only chat. Say hi, guys. Don't be shy. Eagle 31-3. There we go. Couple of tenths quicker than Button. So it's a bit like high jump. The time is dropping. The target's been moved ever forward. Bradley Johnson. Whoa! You could see the way the car was sliding through those S's. Goodness me. It's not very controlled at all. You need to have your car controlled through that section because, as I said, track limits is a bit of a thing as it goes. It was a little bit too greedy on the exit there, was Bradley, so he'll be going again. Then Prios is coming round as well. Good evening, Toto. Hi, guys. Well, Guy, it's just me today. Toto for now. Mr. Brundell. So, good evening to you. Hope you're well. As we are just heading towards the end. You got currently Prost 11th, Toto, and Eagle topping the session at the present time. Obviously, Toto Wolff is the principal of Alfa Romeo, for those who do not know what he has in the league, and obviously he is contesting for the F3 Championship, running on... What day is F3? Mondays. I remember the day of F3, yes I do. Right, so who's under pressure at the moment? Barry is currently going for the first sector. Slowly, so he's building himself up for one more go. Primus is in the pits. 2 minutes 50. Might have enough time to get back out again, but he's definitely under pressure there. Let's see what Bradley Johnson can do. Can he be a bit more controlled in the third? Yeah, he's a little bit more cautious this time. But caution can create time, and he's only up by a little bit. He needs to find 2 seconds to move through into Q2. Again, very cautious, and the car does not want to operate on the exit as it goes over the rise of the hill. I love that shot. I love that shot with the camera as they go over the top of that hill. Toto in the chat, as well as always, mate. Tuned in to watch Alpha go one step closer to be 2 times Constructors Champions. Well, yeah, they're definitely doing well at the moment. Is that overall Constructors, you mean? Because they could still win, they're obviously in the fight to win F4 teams, but yeah, overall they're looking pretty good at the moment. Bradley's lost time on his lap, so he'll be going again. Prio is well under pressure, both in 18th. Prost retires from 11th. Yeah, as well as all the others. Of course. Who's about to finish a lap? Got an AlphaTauri just coming around. That's Bradley Johnson, I think, to start what could be his final attempt to move through into Q2. Rhythmic starting a lap as well. Primus is a minute 14. Should make it round in time. Good, but he cannot be cautious about it. Bit of a surprise to see him down in 15th under pressure. Is that Barry coming out? Oh, Barry's gone. Barry is out. Barry is out of the session, starting 16th at best. So Ferrari is down, and Barry finished off in 6th place in Japan last week. So it's all about momentum, going up and down. The high from 6th place in Japan, a solid result. Back down to earth in USA, 16th place. So Prio, obviously reserving, remember, for Cooper Benz. Under pressure, Prio. Did have, I think he raced last week in Japan. So looking to improve. 3 tenths up, so that's better. Bradley's 3 tenths up through the middle sector. Lovely helicopter shot as he goes around the long right hand of this triple apex. There's the second and then the third curb. Turn the car in. Keep it within the track limits, looking alright. Is he going to improve those? Needs to be at 32.7. Might get there. No, 33.1. It's a good attempt though. Improved by over a second in the end, but Bradley's going to be out And it's down to your boy Prio, who is 7/10 up. That would be... Oh, that'd be very close, actually, at the moment. Only Charismic is a brutal 32.5. Primus is on a lap as well. Prio! No, too early on the gas. Out of the corner. And that's it. And he's retired on track, which you're not meant to do, I'm afraid. So that will be probably a penalty coming his way, just to add salt to the wounds. 18th for Boy Prio, 17th for Bradley, and Barry will be 16th. Primus is on a lap. He can back out of it because he's safe. You can breathe and get ready for Q2. There are your first casualties. Barry, Bradley Johnson, and your boy Prio. But we'll continue watching the end of Primus's lap, and he is going to finish it to see what he can do. And this is going to put him up to 13th on a 32.2. So that's the end of Q1. And already, Eagle looking quick, but look at the top there. Anybody's game behind, so I reckon Q2 is going to be ultra competitive. Who's going to go through? Right, so just waiting on UK Demons to retire, then we can move through to Q2. And we can see what else to bring. Sky seems to have brightened up a bit. Bit of sunlight moving through. Right, and there we have it. So, Eagle top in the session of 31.3 already. 2 times quicker than Button, but you can see how close it is. Vinny, Skyline, CW, Duffalump, MW in there. 5/10 separating them. And you've got Old Manty, Raikkonen, Fish Sticks, Prost in 11th at the moment. UK Demons 12th, Primus, Audi and Charismic. And there's your 3 eliminated from Q1. So, championship standings, I'll go through them now. So, Duffalump, after his win in Japan, take the championship lead. He's on 230 points. He is... Well, he had the championship lead anyway, actually. So, sorry about that. I thought he took it in Japan. But he has a 32-point lead over Prost. So, as I said, Prost needs to realistically close the gap to make things a bit more easier for himself to try and catch the gap to Duffalump. Prost is on 198. Eagle's on 183, and similar to Prost, he needs a big result tonight, so he's going the right way about it, topping the first part of Q1. Monster Skyline is 4th, and mathematically Monster Skyline is still in with a shot at the championship, but he's 100 points back with 104 remaining, and he said to me earlier, realistically it's gone, but he's on 130 points, looks to be solid in that 4th place. Then the gap back to Button in 5th place on 88 points. But he, as I said, leads a very congested battle for that 5th place, because he's on 88 points, and you got Vinny on 85, Primus on 82, Old Manty is there on 73, Kazi on 69, Cooper Benz 68, same as MW on 68, Toxic CW is on 67, 40 on 60, then you got Charismic and Fish Sticks on 54. So 5th place is anybody's. 34 points separating all of them. So one good result for any one of them could really put them in pretty good stance for that 5th place. Alco Saints is next on 33. Raikkonen 29. Barry's on 16. Demons on 14. And Bradley Johnson yet to score. For the Constructors, well, the Constructors is between Alfa Romeo and Racing Point. Again, Mercedes and Williams are still mathematically in it, but really and truly it's between Alfa Romeo and Racing Point, and it's anybody's guess between those two, because one week Alfa Romeo have a good result and they lead, then it's Racing Point. It's ridiculous, and I can't call it. Really can't call it. Alfa Romeo have the lead at the moment, 381 points, 11-point lead over Racing Point, 370. Mercedes is in third place, 221. They're just ahead of Williams on 213. And then we've got McLaren, 165. Renault on 134. Haas on 123. Ferrari 109. Red Bull 70. And AlphaTauri 41. So who can move forward in terms of those constructors' standings? Well, I said Alfa Romeo and Racing Point, the two vying for the title, 11 points between them. So Racing Point, if they have a good result, can take the lead away from Alfa Romeo. And they have two drivers this time, because there have been a couple of weeks where there's only been the one driver trying to bring the result. We're into Q2 now, and this is where strategy comes into play for those who are not familiar with qualifying in Formula 1. So you start on the tyre that you set your fastest lap on, whether that be medium, softs, and however many laps you do on them. We are looking at the top 10 drivers, so from 11th downwards will be eliminated and won't be taking part in the final session. Now, in terms of strategy here, it's kind of I guess a flexible one. You can go onto the hard tyres in the race, so softs to hards, medium to hards, but the hards are very difficult to work with, so could be potentially looking at a soft to medium tyres, but you need to be working well with your tyres. So not taking too much out of them in this session will be ideal. A lot of people looks to me going on the medium tyres, which I think might be key, or there could be rain, that could be another thing. There is that. But I think ideal strategy looks to be mediums to potentially softs or hards if you're not good in your tyre wear. But MW and the Ferrari is going to be the first to set a lap in Q2, and I think this is going to be very competitive. Could see a few shocks here as takes a wide line out the last corner and sets a 33.3. But MW, let's see how that stacks up. Primus, a couple of tenths back on a 33.6. Got a Williams coming of Skyline 33.1 for him. Again, the times will start filtering through now. Fistix, who's invalidated, will be going again. I think his teammate, UK Demons, who's going different at the moment, goes on softs and sets a 32.2. So he's thinking track position already compared to everyone else. He wants to get through to Q3 potentially. Decent lap from him. The Mercedes of Vinny starts a lap now. Button is going to be next. The lone McLaren left, but he's invalidated. So he will go again. Dufferlunt, championship leader. See what he can do. So his next step is really to get into Q3. He's been in Q3 quite a lot of times this season, has Dufferlunt. Bit wide on the traction, but sets a 32.9. So 32.9 on the mediums. That's pretty good from Dufferlunt, but beaten by half a second by RSF1 Eagle. 32.4. Blimey, compared to everyone else, that is a stonking lap. That's the word I'm going to use. Stonking from Eagle. He's on a mission tonight. Absolutely brilliant from there from Eagle. I think that might be safely through into the next session potentially. As who else has jumped up? Someone else has jumped out. I didn't notice. Raikkonen's 36.0 on the softs. Slow lap on the soft tyres. Might be going again, or that could be just a bank lap, so he has a target to beat. There's a Red Bull coming round. Fistix goes 6th on a 33.4. We've got the Renault next. Is that CW on the softs? It is a 31.4. That should see him through to the next session. Pretty good lap there on the softs, but definitely aiming to start on them. Because he's done 2 laps on them as well, he's going to take no more, or plan to take no more out of those tyres. Racing Point ahead. Is that Dufferlunt on another lap? Might. No. That's too slow. Oh no, but he is going again. So doing a 3rd lap potentially on those. Interesting. Haven't been told in the chat whether it's raining, but so many on medium tyres makes me suggest it could possibly be. Either that or they know starting on mediums is the only thing to do, as who's just gone up there? Chrismet to 5th. That's ahead of Skyline. 40 goes to 10th. 33.8. Decent from him. Manzi goes to 9th, so pops himself into the top 10. Primus, who is doing a 3rd lap, but improves to 5th of a very good last sector, with only a 10th up going into there. So goes to 6th on a 33.1. I thought it was going to be close, and this is definitely very, very close from this field. Vinny's going to be next, right on board of him. As he heads into the penultimate corner, didn't turn in straight away, had to turn out of it. He thought he was going to turn in too early, and that's going to mess up this momentum potentially. This looked to be a pretty decent lap actually. 33.0 splits the 2 racing points. Goes into 6th place. Pretty solid from Vinny there in the Mercedes. His teammate 40, currently 12th. Got Charismatic in front of him. Now he's down on his lap, 1.3 down. So we're looking to go again. Racing point comes across. Duffalump on his 3rd lap beats Eagle's time by a 10th. But that's the key thing. If it is a dry start, he's done 3 laps on those medium tyres. That might hamper him at the start, potentially, because Eagle's only done 1 of them. They've only done 1 lap, so still very good lap from Duffalump. Ross, let's see what he can do. 11th in Q1. Was he holding stuff back, or is he struggling with this track? Let's see. We'll find out the answer soon. Crosses the line, and 33.4 stays 12th. He's out of the top 10 is Pross at the moment. Not what he needs, but he still has plenty of time to go forward. 6 minutes to go. Buttons on that lap, yet to set a lap. Primus retires from 8th place, so a little bit of strategy potentially there from Primus. Interesting, because I wouldn't say he was safe. I think only the top 4 I would say would be safe, and not maybe 100% certain, but I'd say could be. Oh, Manzi's up there in 5th, has done a pretty good lap from him as well. And this is the thing about this championship here. Obviously, you've got Duffalump versus both of the Alfa Romeos and Monster Skyline in there. But you've got others on this grid that are very keen to win races. Some of them haven't run a race yet. Some are also looking into next season. Maybe they want to get promoted into F3 potentially. But a good few runner results. Get the people watching noticed, and you could be in the higher tier next season. If that's what you want, because obviously other people don't want that. They want to stay where they are, but obviously the powers that be will make the decisions next season. I, like many others in the league, over the 100 that we have right at this moment, be keen to see where they are, and the driver draw obviously, in January next year. Right, Monster Skyline, he's decided to change onto the soft tyres. He wants to get through to Q3. And sure, he should be able to move himself into that. So he'll begin his lap now. What is Prost going to do? Everyone else in danger, I would say. So you've got Charismatic, Fish Sticks, 40. Raikkonen sticking with his medium tyres. So he's thinking strategy. Most definitely. Wants to get through on them, see how he can do. Line through the first sector, through the S's. 6 stems up on the first sector, but that's what the softs give you. They give you so much better grip and acceleration and traction as he rises over the hill. Down into the hairpin, onto the back straight. Total Wolf saying, give me F2 please. I would say, again, I'm not the powers that be, but you're probably going to be in F2 anyway. Judging by how well your F3 season has gone. But again, not my call. I would say more than likely. Second up from Skyline. See who else is on a lap at the moment. 40's invalidated. He's still got 3 minutes, so he's going to save ERS, save fuel. Be fine. Yeah, Monster Skyline's doing. He's going to finish off his lap now. Still valid. So this should put him more than comfortable into the top 10. It does. A 31.8. Wouldn't be happy with that lap, but I think that would be fine to go through. And he may not have taken a lot out of his tyres. That could be, again, a bit of tactics thrown in there. How's Raikkonen getting on? He needs a mighty last sector by the looks of it. Needs to be 33, so needs to get into the 32s, I would say. Running it wide on the exit. Just 32.7. Goes 6th. That might be enough for Q3. The only problem is everyone behind him is now on softs. So they're going in it. So quite a few people have tried to get through in the mediums, but the mediums are so much slower than the softs. It's about a second. Might be even more than that. So loads of people now going on the softs. 40 is next, but he's invalidated. So they'll be continue going on. Gets a, not a best run onto his next lap. Gets a kick of traction at the last corner. Who stayed in the pits? So even Eagle on 5th. Duffalump in 4th as well. They're seeing so many people now on the soft tyres put in the top 10 under pressure, so they don't feel comfortable whatsoever. A cluster of cars in the middle sector, all trying to get trap position. Here comes Button. He was looking pretty handy in Q1. It's the apex of the penultimate corner, but it's okay. Get the speed up. Across the line. And he sets a 31.6. That could see him going through. House of Charismic goes to 12th. And you've got a whole bunch of cars coming across. Vinny's starting a lap now. AlphaTauri of Raikkonen improved to a 32.4, but invalidated, so might be under a bit of pressure. Skyline returns to the pits. You've got a Mercedes coming around next. That is 40. Currently 15th on a 33.8. To be looking to go much quicker than that. See, nice on the apex. Car snapping out there. Second lap on the softs. They don't feel as good. And again, the car spinning out sideways. Goes 6th on a 32.4. Primus is out from retiring early. Eagle starts again. Duffalump starting again as well. They're just trying to make sure they go safely through. You've got Demons as well coming to the end of his lap. So next is going to be Prost. And there's 8 seconds left. So this is Prost's last attempt to get through in the top 10. Misses the penultimate corner by a mile. Still carrying the speed though, so it might not affect him too much. Run out of VOS wide on the last corner isn't enough. He goes second. A ragged end to the lap, but still puts in the time to move into second place. Button goes into the 30s. A 30.9 from Button. Chris Dix, he's 7/10 up. Where does he go? He goes to 7th. Who's under pressure? Eagle's down to 11th. Charismic is out. Raikkonen is 13th. Old Manzi in 14th. And he was looking pretty good in Q1. So Eagle looking to improve. And you've also got 40 under pressure as well. So between Eagle and 40, and potentially Duffalump as well. Yeah, 3 laps actually. Yeah, I just noticed Button doing 3 laps on those soft tyres. Might hamper him, but here comes Eagle. Needs to improve. He should be able to. Is he going to go up to the top? Definitely should. Yeah, he does. A 31.0. A 10th behind Button. Setting 1 lap on the mediums. Not mediums, softs. 40 is out. Which means Duffer scrapes through by a 10th and a bit in the end. And what a frantic end to that Q2. I don't think anybody survived on the mediums in the end of that. Ugh. I need another drink. Oof. Well, there's your top 10. Actually, Duffalump did survive on the medium tyres. Only just. And that could be a very key start to be the beginning of this race. But just missing out was 40 in 11th place after that Frantic N, Charismic in 12th, Raikkonen 13th, Old Mancy 14th, and Primus 15th. But they will be starting on fresh tyres, so they could have the advantage moving forward. But Button tops Q2 by a tenth and a bit there, just ahead of Eagle, and they've got a pretty handy gap back to the others in the midfield there. So, very contested qualifying. This definitely bodes well for the race if it's dry. Still don't know whether it's rain yet. Let's see if we can speak to someone. Who do I think? Raikkonen has already said to me he doesn't want to talk, but that's fine. Recently played with. There we go. Speak to old Manzi here. See if he would want to have a chat. In the Renault drivers. No rain for the first 45 minutes, but there is rain. Apparently, according to Demons, no rain for 45 minutes. So is there rain on 45 minutes is what you're saying to me? Is there rain right at the end? I don't know whether Old Manzi is going to join me. A shame, but that's no problem. Right, into Q3 to go. Monster Skyline out way before everyone else. So he's going to be the first to set a lap. No idea. Lol, hope not. Okay. In that case, no. If there's no rain in, like, the first, in those slots, then there's no rain at all. Normally what happens. Right, who do we have in the chat watching? So build for Q3, our top 10 shootout. David Face, Button, so Total Wolf, Skivid, UK Demons in there, Connor Todd, and even to you all. I'll check the your account in a minute. We've only topped at about 15, but it normally goes up by the race. But let's take you on board a lap of USA. On board a Monster Skyline in the Williams, so we go up the rise, up to turn 1. A wide entrance, clip the apex, ideally, but it's fine, because you can take multiple lines through that turn 1, down the other side, flat out through turn 2. And then turn 3 is completely flat, 4 is flat, 5 is flat. Maybe change down the gear for stability as you go through this wonderful S section. It's completely satisfying when you hook it up right. But the exit, you've got to be very, very careful with the track limits, especially up and over the rise of the hill down towards turn number 9, I believe this is, into the hairpin. Possible overtaking zone, but a bit of a lunge. You've got to wait for the DRS, because the DRS is along this back straight. To go up to over 200 miles an hour as we plan our braking zone just before the 50-meter markable for this next hairpin left. Big overtaking opportunity there. But again, for the way this track is, as we go through the middle sector now, or into the last sector, I mean, is you can take multiple lines, you can defend and attack for multiple angles. That's what makes this track so good for me, in my opinion. Into this double, triple right handle apex corner, and a spectator tower, an ultimate corner. And the car in, and in into the last corner, hairpin, run the car wide if you want to, and it is a 31.5 for Monster Skyline, a decent banker lap from him. What we have seen from Button, and he's going to be the next guy to set a lap because CW has invalidated. We have seen from Button a 30 already, and I reckon a 30 is going to be pole. Might even be 30.7, I'd say. Potentially, but let's see what Button can do. Needs to set a really good banker lap, bit deep in the last corner, but sets a 30.994. He's into the 30s again. Here's Button, so looking pretty good in the McLaren. Demons is invalidated, he will go again. No, that was his out lap, never mind. Vinny in the Mercedes, the lone Mercedes in this Q3 session. after 40, unfortunately eliminated from his point of view. Let's see if he can move forward to 31.6. Yeah, light skyline, decent banker lap from him. Racing point, Duffer, 31.1. 2/10 behind Button. That lap from Button looking very, very handy in that McLaren. Can Eagle get close to it? He's been close on a couple of occasions throughout this qualifying. Now he's seen the target. Can he beat it? No, and he goes behind Dufferlump as well. So 31.2 from Eagle. P3 for the moment. Starline in the Williams. He's validated his second run, so we'll go on a third lap on his softs. See what Demons can do. Minute 1.9 middle sector. Might be a banker lap this one, unless he has a really good last sector. Oh, slightly deep into that corner there. I'd love to get a good shot of the spectator tower, which is in the middle of that triple apex right-hander. 30.6 from Button. He's moved it. Ah, should have been on Button. That would have been a great lap to watch. Second lap on the soft. So he really likes to do multiple laps in this qualifying and moves the goalpost to 30.6. I don't think he's had a pole position this season. I think so. Looking good so far. Half a second advantage already compared to the usuals that we see near the front. Or fighting for pole position. So, can anybody respond? Dufferlump's got a second lap and doesn't improve. Demons invalidated for the S section. So he'll be again going again. Eagles back into the pits. See what Prost can do. Prost found himself into Q2. Minute 1.6, purple middle sector, slightly wide on the exit, got caught on the curb. Gonna upset the car a little bit. He's definitely from what I saw in his last lap in Q2, he's definitely looking, he's pushing really hard. He's determined to get a good result this week. But when he cuts in too early, hits the apex, penultimate corner. So he's gonna have potentially one, maybe two more laps. CW now on board. Oh, and he's caught again. Do I have a curse on me? Every person I spectate seems to be invalidated. Demon's invalidated again, but I think he did so earlier. I think MW in the Ferrari. It's going to be next. We've only had 5 laps on the board so far. And there's just under 5 minutes to go. So we go through turn 1 and 2. Keep on the broadcast cameras. Right on board of him. Through the S's. Try and keep it flat as possible. It's kind of the key, really. Trying to keep the speed up. Keep the car as stable as possible. The car just wants to snap out through there. Nicely done. And NW for me, if he's an F4 next season, he could be the one to watch because he's had some good solid results in his first 3 races in RSF1 as MW. In fact, both of them, him and his fellow clan member, gets the cheeky slipstream from the Red Bull of Bristix, that was. So that will help him a little bit. Nicely turned in for the hairpin. What's the middle sector? Minute 1.3. That looks pretty competitive. And similar to Prost, runs the curb a little bit, but seems okay. Into the final sector, this looks pretty good. The double right-hander. Try and connect with all the apexes. In penultimate corner, does he keep in the invalid lines? Yes, he does. This could challenge Button. Can it get to the 30s to challenge him? I don't think it is, no. It's 31.3 from MW, so very close to the front row even, but just behind. So goes to 5th for now. This takes this next. We've got Prost on an out lap. Wants to get a lap on the board. The rest biding their time, waiting for the opportune moment to have a go. This is the thing about Button's time at the moment, why I'm so impressed. Half a second is a rarity in F4. Well, I feel it is. It's normally pole by like a tenth or two. Maybe 3 at most, but half a second is a really decent advantage. Duffel was on pole last week in Japan. Might be somebody different. We shall see. Sticks onto the back straight now. Pretty good in his Red Bull coming into hairpin. The sun just setting. See the shine on. You can see the slight glare, which on a couple of corners won't be ideal. Seems okay at the moment though. Misses. He's got one more lap potentially if he's got enough ERS and fuel. This could be his last final attempt. Keeps it in the right lines. Someone's entering the pits now. MW in the Ferrari. He is done. He won't get back out in time as Fishsticks goes to 7th. 31.9. So what's Prost is invalidated again. So Prost will only have one more lap to set a lap, and all the pressure is going to be on him. Keep it valid. Same with Toxic CW as well. Track limits are getting to a few of these drivers. You know the feeling though, so not a problem. CW winding himself up. Making a slow run into the last corner. Going to be next. So Eagle, let's run aboard of Eagle. 2/10 down first sector. Did he improve? I'm sure he wasn't that close. Yeah, he did improve. Did improve from 30.8. Going on a second lap, but he was 2/10 down on the first sector, so he's really struggling to try and beat this time from Button. One of those laps potentially from Button that where everything runs together. Skyline 10th and a bit up. Middle sector. Slightly down middle sector. See what's Button getting on. Button is even up. Button's even bettered his first sector. Let's see. Fishsticks is done. He will start 7th. Vinny's going to be next. Checker flag has fallen. Vinny goes to 30.8. Goes 3rd. Good luck from Vinny. Also Skyline running it very wide in the last corner. He ran it too much. It was a 31.2. Ran it too much. On the last corner. CW in the Renault. Next to go. Is it a 30? No, it's a 31.2. Goes 5th. So we've got Demons next. We've got a Alfa Romeo. It's Prost on his one and only valid lap. Surely he can keep it valid in the last corner. He does. Where's it going to put him though? 8th. 8th for Prost. In the Alfa Romeo. Here comes the racing point of Duffel Lump to go 4th. Improves. Misses out by not even that much. And Button improved to a 30.612. Surely pole position it is. It is his. Button takes pole position in the McLaren. I think that's his first pole of the season. I'll ask him that question. Hopefully he'll join me. What a great end to that Q3. Button takes the pole ahead of Eagle in second. Eagle will be happy with second. He's ahead of his championship rivals. Vinny starts 3rd with Duffel Lump 4th. Toxic CW 5th. Monster Skyline 6th. MW 7th. So Monster Skyline in between the Toxic Clan brothers. Or brothers. I don't know whether they're brothers. I don't even know whether they're related, but they're in the same clan. Prost 8th. And then the two Rebels, Fishsticks ahead of UK Demons. Let's see if Button can join me. And we have a sunny start to the race. Stuff. I don't think Button is going to join me. Give him another try. Excuse me, gulping my tea too quickly there. Right, so who is in the chat at the moment? Skip is still here, Fistix, David Face, Connor Todd, Taylor Wolf, Scotsman, good evening Scotsman. Demons, the Nightbot, all hail the Nightbot. I think, is that Midzy I see as well, that username? Hopefully we should have a good race in front of us. We are just waiting for the beginning of the F4 race in USA. Hopefully we should have a good race ahead of us. Chat is very quiet at the moment. We've only got 14 viewers. Not a problem. Our lobby host is taking a while to ready up, but that's perfectly fine. Because people aren't readying up before the lobby host, which is always a good thing. Obviously that's one of the rules that we have in RSF1. Let's see who can get a good start. Obviously we've got Duffelump, only one of the top 10 on the medium tyres. So he'll be key to move. He'll be key to keep with the leaders. Obviously his strategy will start coming into play once the soft drivers, not soft as in, you know what I mean, but you know what I mean. They're on the soft tyres basically, and yeah, they should be. They might be under pressure from Duffelham potentially, but is anybody outside the top 10 going to try anything different? Potentially starting on the hards. I did see a couple of drivers as I looked in the race director. One Primus I noticed. Let's see if they change their mind. Is anybody else going to go on the hards as we get ourselves underway for the formation lap? But on the tyres, no. Softs. Ah. Interesting, Primus. I thought you were going to go hard tyres. Actually saw hard tyres somewhere, but anyway. So, take us on the grid now. Your boy Prio, reserving for Cooper Benz and the Williams. looking to score points for the British-based team, starting 18th on the medium tyre. 17th is Bradley Johnson in the AlphaTauri. 16th, Barry 23, 6th place in Japan last time out, 16th starting in USA. He's got to have a good race pace in front of him, starting 16th in the Ferrari. Primus Gaming, 15th, he was on the hards, he's now on the softs. A nice little fake out, I guess, if you like, in the Racing Point. Big race for him, he needs to get the points to help the Racing Point team against Alfa Romeo. 14th place for Old Manzi in the mediums. Kind of a surprise for me for Q2. He looked pretty good in Q1. That means his race pace might be quite good. 14th place for him. Raikkonen as well looked pretty handy, but their thinking strategy, they're on the medium tyres as well, could be key for them. Charismic in the house, 12th for him. He's on a run of 6 races without a point. He'll be eager to get on the score sheet tonight. 4D in the Mercedes starts 11th. That's those outside the top 10. Of course, they're on fresh tyres. Inside the top 10, we got both the Red Bulls. UK Demons, 10th. Fishsticks, 9th. RS Prost needs to keep Duffelump within range at the very least if he's going to get beaten by him this race, because we've got the race ahead of us. Anything can happen. He can move ahead, potentially. And we know what he's like. He can pull a result out of the bag. 8th place for him in the Alfa Romeo. Toxic MW, 7th in the Ferrari. 6th, Monster Skyline in the Williams. 5th place for Toxic CW in the Renault. Then we got Duffelump, championship leader. 4th place on the medium tyres. Again, he's got to keep with the leaders, but he's going to have a pack of soft tyres right behind him. Then the top 3. Grader Vinny in the Mercedes. 3rd place for him. Has put a lot of good results together. Could this be another one? RSF1 Eagle needs to beat Duffelump and Prost in this race to keep his championship hopes alive. P2. And our pole position man, RSF1 Button. I believe his first pole position of the season. Can he convert it to his first race win of the season? Let us see. As we get ready, 5 red lights. The USA Grand Prix, 28 laps ahead of us, 18 strong grid. Taking its time. Please. Message on Facebook, ding. Stuff and Vinny froze. Ah! No! He'll have to leave the lobby, I think. Not ideal. We've gone so well the last few weeks. This is very unfortunate. And CW as well. Jesus. They're all going to have to leave the lobby unless we're stuck here for a while. It's all going so well. I don't want to restart either. Really do not. We are just currently sitting here. What a shame. What a shame this was. I just got to wait for the call. No red X's on mine. According to Demons, there are a couple that are still loading in, and normally the thing is to say, yeah, they all need to leave and rejoin, which is not what they want to do. And this is the thing. When we get a situation like this, the people that are still loading have to lead the lobby. And that's obviously going to hamper their race completely. But they have to do it, otherwise we're stuck. So... come on, boys. Well, no, it's not me, because I can still press start. Which is good. Come on, we can't wait here forever. Yeah, a bit of confusion in the Discord. Hang on, boys. Apparently it's an issue with the host as well. Sorry for all this, guys, but obviously can't do anything at the moment. Obviously people are just waiting for people to load in. I mean, at the moment, at this point, we've got to make a decision at some point. General consensus seems to be restart at the moment, but this is the thing. If there are people still loading, they have to leave. But if they're not going to leave, then we're stuck. So yeah, and you got time temperatures as well. So yeah, I know you can't restart the refusal to leave, but either they leave or we're stuck. Basically, I'm not being paid for this. I'm not staying for like 2 hours. Prost, who are we waiting on your screen? Do you know? If you can reply to that. I mean, at this point, I know what I would do, but I'm not the person to make that call. Dr. CW, Duffer and Vinny. Well, normal thing if we have that in other races is they all three of them have to leave, and then it will start, and they'll have to rejoin when they can. And Raikkonen. Oh, I think it's just too many. Sorry about this, guys. Honestly, it's a shame to see. And it does seem to be F4. Really, it does seem to be F4 that getting all the issues. Oh, it started. Oh, brilliant. It's the same thing. I'm going to miss the start. Ah. Oh. God damn it. Right. Back in the lobby as soon as I can. And we'll go from there, I guess. Because apparently the race has started. Yeah. Go. Go. So we're going to miss the start, and I'm going to have to gather what's happened. Same as before. I had this before. Right. Here we go. Sorry for the confusion, guys, but I think race has begun, and we'll just have to gather up where it's been left off. Right, so back underway. So what's happened here? So Toxic has taken the lead. Apparently, no, that's wrong. Who's in the lead? Viddy. How's Viddy in the? I'm trying not to sound too surprised. How's Viddy in the lead? So Prost is down to 14th. So yeah, timing pages are not correct at the moment, but we'll try and regather what's happened. So Vinny leads, Eagle second, Button down to third. Lumps left the session as well. There's not a lot of what's going on. Yep, you got Duffer, who's just going to drop down the field. This is not great for him. And you got Monster Skyline, Charisma, Toxic, NW all climbing all over each other. Trying to get to Rev, and that's Charisma lunging up the inside of Monster Skyline. And actually gets the move, but Skyline's going to go right back on the inside and get back that 6th place. And it's all confusing at the moment, but we're trying to get it together. Right. So where is Toxic? Because Toxic is currently leading on the timing screens, and I know that isn't the case, because Vinny is leading by 2.3 seconds at the moment. Yeah. Well, mine. Yeah, right, let's go. Let's go to the battles. Try and gather this together. So who's pitted as well? So pitted, we got Barry, who is in the pits. Again, the timing pages are not great, and I hope they can fix soon. But we've got Monster Skyline climbing all over the back of NW. He's got Primus on the back of him. And let's see if we can move on with the positives here. Let's see if we can have a positive race. Duffelum's dropped down to 15th. You've got that's NW, who again is still leading on my screen, but he's currently moved by into, I think, 7th. And this is so confusing. Yeah, Charismic is right up behind, as you can see. He's leading. Duffelum is at the back now as MW. Oh, Charismic nearly ran into the back of Primus. Manages to get by CW there in the Renault. Moves into 8th place. So CW's down to 9th. And 40, again, it's confusing to watch. And CW's car on my screen is absolutely jumping all over the place. Again, timing pages are not liking it. Vinny still leads this race. Up at the top. Being caught slightly by Eagle. Button's into 3rd. And then it's a big gap back to Monster Skyline, who's in 5th, who's leading this train of cars in the mid-pack at the moment. Which includes Primus, is up into 7th. On a position change. Primus is up to 8 places. There's a MW, I think, has got wing damage on the front of his car. Frost is down to 12. UK Demon's there as well, but Duffelum I feel most sorry for, because he is back in the lobby, but he's lost so much time. And for a championship like this as well, it's hard to see, but still got the rest of the year. Duffelum's retired. He's too far back to do anything here. As Charismic's trying to fend off CW at the moment, who's just gone for the cutback on the inside of Charismic. And his car doesn't look like to be there at the moment. 40's looking at him as well. Oh, there's Primus and MW connecting with each other at the hairpin. Primus slows down to let NW back through. There's a bit of contact there in the hairpin. He stays in. He must be 6th, to be honest, and MW must be 5th. Yeah, Vinny's leading. Eagle 2nd, and Button 3rd at the moment. Again, what I'm thinking at the moment is what I'm seeing on the track is what it is, and what the timing page is not what it is. Very confusing at the moment, but I'll try and gather. Charisma's got a bit of damage as well. This midfield is absolutely hectic at the moment. That's right, Raikkonen might have a good run. He's going to have a great run on the outside of 40, using his ERS. I've got to put that on in all the confusion. As Raikkonen trying to go around the outside of 40 into turn 1. Can't get the traction. Oh, he's hit the... Oh, he's hit the polystyrene board. He can't get going. Had the car in neutral, and that's a shame for Raikkonen because he was looking pretty good. He's got damage. He's got to go a whole lap with that damage as well. That's not great for Raikkonen, but we continue going as Toxic MW is all over the back of Primus for 6th place, I think. That must be 5th, to be honest, as Primus is going to go for the cutback. Of course, MW's been hampered by this damage that he has the DRS and will move away from Primus, who's under pressure now from CW and the Renault. I can't really spectate CW. He's going to go for a lunge on the inside. Again, his car is teleporting all over the place. And again, according to this, he's leading, but I know he's not. He's trying to filter his way through the midfield. Vinny still leads this race. This midfield is ridiculous. No Toxics. Now, is Toxic going to... I don't think he's going to let through his clan member. No, he's not. I hope these timing pages sort themselves out. I don't think they are. As Charismic is into the pits. Early stop on the medium tyres, but he had to because of the damage. Really hampering him. As CW looking on the inside of NW. That kind of looked a bit choreographed, got to be said. But he moves forward into, I think, 5th. What's Race Director say? Again, Race Director says that CW is leading, but again, I know he's not. We do have a battle for the lead. It is Eagle now is caught up to the back of Vinny. I'd love to see the start, how Vinny was in the lead. I know he started like 3rd, so he must have had a demon start against the 2 ahead of him. And it looks like the race pace of Button is not enough to keep up with Eagle at the moment. Eagle looking pretty racy up behind Vinny. Penalties galore all over the place. Again, what a shame for Dufferlump. Such a shame. His championship looks not too great after this race, especially if Eagle wins. But Dufferlump will still have the lead, no matter what. He'll still have a pretty healthy lead, but it's just really is a shame to see. Especially emphasises the fact that this game has been patched and fixed and patched again. Still not completely there. As Vinny looks to be defending, but not so, as Primus is now being held by Endo. He's got 40 all over the back of him. 40 lost the car a little bit, but here comes Primus up on the inside of the Ferrari of MW. And he can now, he's very keen to move forward now because MW is just holding everybody up. With that damage, just hampering him down. Chris Mick with that early stop went onto hard tyres. He's on 15th with a lot of clean air. Obviously he had that wing damage as well, so that cost him in the stop. This midfield still going on as Eagle is in DRS of Vinny. This could be a overtake for the lead for Eagle. DRS, Vinny through the middle of the road. Where's Eagle going to go? He's going to lunge it up on the inside. Can he get the move stick? Side by side. Vinny repelling him. They're still side by side going through this into the last sector now. You can see how wide the track is, but they still make contact. Eagle lunging on the inside. Vinny is still there. But Eagle moves into the lead. Oh, on the dirty air of behind Eagle's car really hampered Vinny through there. So can Eagle make a break for it? Potentially pull away. These three now have a healthy gap to Monster Skyline, but Skyline is catching up gradually. But remember, on those timing pages, Toxic CW is not where the game thinks he is. As Primus got passed by MW somewhere and is retaking the position. Oh, and then 40 was lunging up the inside of the Ferrari as well. Couldn't slow himself down and tap the back of Primus, so 40's got damage as well. And now they're going to run side by side. 40 sneaks ahead of the Ferrari. Primus is desperate to get away from these guys at the moment. Really confusing, this race, and I hate it because you go from 1 week. This is the thing. Last week it was fine. Week before I think was fine as well. We had no issues, and then you get to tonight, and it's just all over the floor at the moment. But MW's looking to get back by ahead of 40. MW's in the thick of everything in the battles at the moment. He's going to move by 40 into, I think, 6th. Yeah, 6th. Everybody's going to move up. I don't know where is CW? No, CW's in 5th place at the moment, behind Monster Skyline. So yeah, he is there. There he is. And again, his car is just emphasizing the fact that he shouldn't really be in the lead, what the intervals say, what time invaders say. He's in 5th at the moment. What I hope is at the end everything sorts itself out. Monster Skyline's in, as is Primus. 40 an early stop on the mediums, but he had the damage, so a lot of pit stops going on. Skyline on to mediums for 18 laps. That I say should be okay. It'll be interesting. Primus not chancing it. He's got on the hard tyres, as is 40. 40 been held a bit. Was that lag? It was being held. Let's see where people end up. So who has stopped? Who's the highest of those that stopped? Monster Skyline, he's back out in 9th. Clean air. He can start chasing down the top 3. He's trying to get an undercut on the top 3. So and then you've got Fistix has moved ahead of Primus. Primus is ahead of Charismic. Then you've got Demons, Barry, 40 and Raikkonen, who's there. 40 out of 5 second stop go. Thank you, David. Everyone else has 3 seconds apart from Charismic. It's got 9 at the moment. As old Manzi is now putting Prost under pressure. So Prost has kind of regathered his qualifying a little bit. Where did he start? He started in... Oh, he was 8th, so... But I think he had a hampered start, which obviously I didn't see. It's great. Again, we've had that issue before. Yellow flag, sector 3. That's your boy Prio, who is off. Then another off at the similar place. Gathers it all together. No damage, but loses time. I've had this issue before where it wouldn't start until we left. But here comes old Manzi. He's got DRS and overtake. He's keen to move by Prost, who I think has wing damage himself. Yeah, he must have got hampered in the first lap. But old Manzi's not going to care about that because he's lunge up on the inside and takes 5th place. Yes? Yes. Oh, 6th. He isn't 6th. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that is 6th place. Yeah, because Toxic CW is ahead of... Again, that Renault of CW is really... Apparently he's leading by 1:24, and I know that is not right at all. Got to gloss over that, we've got to carry on. Bradley Johnson in there as well behind this. As old Manzi is looking at the back of MW's Ferrari. MW not good on the straights. Here comes old Manzi with the DRS, looking for the outside into the hairpin. And does he get the move done? Yes, he does. Moves up into... And it's 5th place. Yep. I have to refer to the track map. Instead of the timing pages on the left, I've got to look at the track map to see where the other Renault is. But Eagle still leads this, still carries on. 10th lap now on his softs. With Vinny in 2nd. Button is start to close in on Vinny. 1.2 behind. As CW is now in the pits. And it's going to be... it even more confusing as to where he is. It's Shane. It's I got kicked at the start of the race, and the intervals have messed up. He's definitely not leading by that much. I tell you that. He's just made a stop, and he's going to come out ahead of Fish Sticks, I think. Yeah, so that is 9th place that he's just in. I know it's confusing. It's confusing for me, but I'm going by what I'm seeing on track rather than that. And now Prost is way under pressure from Bradley Johnson. Prost is not having a good race at all. He's yet to pit. He's one of the last running in terms of the pack. But Skyline now, who is keen to put a lot of laps in, a lot of good laps in to catch the top 3, but now he's caught with the back of here. As he's got the DRS now on Bradley Johnson. Moves in ahead. He's going to get the move done. Bradley Johnson's still trying to fight it. Skyline's still there. Bradley's still on those softs, so he can use that just about better grip. But Skyline's fended him off, and he can now look at the back of Prost and MW. We're not having a good race at the moment. Obviously hampered from presumed contact in the beginning, as the top 3 now will pit. And again, oh, that was a risky move from Skyline. Raikkonen has retired, unfortunately, but he had a spin obviously earlier on. So the top 3 pitted, and Button has jumped Vinny, and Monster Skyline has jumped all 3 of them. So he has moved into a net 2nd place. Eagle has retained the lead ahead of Old Manzi, who's yet to pit, but Skyline has jumped Button and Vinny, although Vinny, interestingly, went on the hard tyres compared to the others around him who went on mediums. So we'll see what that does for Vinny in the grand scheme of things. Prost has pitted as well, has come out 16th now for the Alfa Romeo driver. So as it stands, lap 13 of this race, at the moment, in terms of the championship, Eagle is looking very, very good at the moment, but we still have more than half of this race to go. Already a very confusing start to this, as Button's got DRS and overtake on the back of Bradley Johnson, is still yet to pit. He's the only guy who's yet to pit on the soft tyres. As Shane has joined. Okay, fair enough. Button all over the back of Bradley Johnson, as Demons has managed to get by Charismic. Charismic, remember, on those hard tyres. Demons on the mediums uses the extra grip to move ahead into, again, I think, 10th place. As Bradley Johnson now pits on those softs, so that unleashes Button, so he can start catching back up to Monster Skyline potentially. Primus moves up to 8th. Where does Bradley Johnson come out? Another set of softs. Wow, okay. Different. Aggressive strategy. And he comes out. Where does he come out? He's come up behind Prio. Has Prio stopped? No, Prio hasn't stopped yet, I don't think. Yeah, Prio and Old Manzi yet to pit. We'll see if the safety car happens right now. That would be very good for Old Manzi. He can keep that trap position ahead of him. As the only battle we got now is Prost and 16th, trying to get back into the points. Did pit to repair that front wing. As Vinny ignoring blue flags. Why? Why is he... Why has Vinny got a 5-second penalty for ignoring blue flags? That is... I don't get that. I really don't get that. Because he's... Can't be because he's near... Well, that can be removed for Vinny, and that's the positive there. That can be obviously sent to the stewards, because I don't think that should be correct for Vinny, but that's going to hamper him in the results at the end of it. That's a weird one. Is it because he's near CW potentially? As Bradley's got to run on Charismic. Charismic on the hards. Bradley Johnson going for aggressive double stop on the softs. Really lunging up on the inside of Charismic. Nearly made contact. I was tensing up because I thought there was going to be a major collision there, and you can see Bradley, don't stick your nose in there. That's not an overtaking spot. Timings will show Toxic about to lap him on timings. Yeah, I see. As Bradley Johnson looking each and every way to try and get past his House of Charismic. Trying to go for the cutback and just using the extra grip, but again, it's a different strategy. It's a weird one because he has to pit again. Those softs won't go to the end. As I need to go back up near the front. Bradley Johnson is going to get the move done. Moves back across. It's getting a little feisty, this battle here. Yeah, I think I gathered by the fact that I think the two drivers that aren't in their proper place in terms of the timings for me is CW and Vinny. Yeah, I know Eagle's winning. That's the thing. I know Eagle's winning. But I think because on my screen we were waiting for several people, the people that we were waiting for, as Old Man, he got every bit way sideways on Monster Skyline, and Skyline obviously has already pitted, used the extra grip button, be keen to move ahead of Old Manzi as well, who's just a sitting duck. Toxic is not winning. I'm going to say this again, he's not winning. There he is. He's behind these guys. In fact, Toxic is actually in a good spot at the moment for a podium, potentially. As Old Man, he's got DRS on the back of Monster Skyline. Monster Skyline doesn't want this, because Manzi's yet to pit. And he's just got the extra grip. Manzi, will you pit in? When do we pit? Probably another couple of laps. Yeah. That's what I was thinking, so Total Wolf. But again, the weird thing is, the race started as I was kicked, which I've seen before. I think Japan had it in a division, and I can't remember who it was. We managed to gather together that race because that had a safety car on the first lap. I think it was F1, was it? I think it was F1 last week. It's definitely frustrating as Old Man's using a lot of ERS to stay ahead of Button and maybe have a look at the Williams ahead, but no. There is CW. He is... Where is he on the road? He is... Again, so Eagle's leading, Skyline second, Manzi is third currently on the road but yet to pit, Button is fourth, CW is fifth, not first, fifth. Then you got Vinny, Tristix, Primus in eighth, then UK Demons and Bradley Johnson. You can even see Toxic Scar. I don't know if you can see that. It's me jumping about a little bit. A Button now. You see Monster Skyline just going off in the distance. Yeah, there we go. Button using the DRS and through into third place. No, it says it's fourth. Third. And CW, I think, has moved by Old Manzi as well. Yes, he is. Old Manzi, I think, opened the door. Either that, he went very wide to let CW go through. So this is a battle for second place, because at the moment, Eagle... Where is Eagle? There is Eagle. He is 8.6 seconds ahead and is absolutely flying at the moment. We've got yellow flags. There's a half sideways. That is Charismic. And the run of no points at the moment for Charismic is not looking very good. Does he have damage? I don't think he does. Vinny has got by Old Manzi because Old Manzi's in the pits. And old Manzi will now go on to soft tyres and be flying towards the end of the race. 10 laps should be alright. Old Manzi now moving in. Where does he come out? Does he come out ahead of Bradley Johnson? I think he does. No, he doesn't. Bradley Johnson nearly cuts off his nose. Moves into 9th place. Old Manzi's into 10th. At Prost. Prost has moved himself into 11th, but still no points for Prost. No points for Duffer either. So the biggest gainer, as I said, in this championship at the moment is Eagle. Biggest battle on track is these three. This is for second. You got Monster Skyline second, Button third, and CW who is fourth. Again, Primus has moved himself into 6th at the moment. Doing very well for Racing Point. Trying to put Duffer Lump's demise to one side. There is a yellow flag. Is that a safety car? It is! Safety car! Where has that been caused? Well, an Eagle pits, probably for fresh soft tyres. Where's that come from? Really don't know. Anyway, so this is going to confuse things even more. Safety car here. This really... So, top 5 will pit. Vinny's come off his hard. Is anybody going to stay out? Primus stays out. Primus, where's he going to go to? Is he going to take the lead? No, he's going to go to second. So, interesting call from Primus. He's on 8 lap hold hard tyres. He's thinking... is it going to... Oh, I hope it doesn't pick up CW. This is now going to be a problem. Or... Oh, this is... Yeah, does it think that Eagle's the leader? I don't know. Eagle's not overtaking the safety car, which is good. Oh, this is a problem. Yeah, because the green light in the safety car is allowing... I need to know what Eagle's going for at the moment, because it's allowing him to overtake. The good thing is I think people are realising the situation and they're staying put. Now I think they're... So when I go... Yeah, it's green flag. There's a green light on top of the safety car. Yeah. I agree, Toto. If people can try and relate to CW, he needs to leave. I would do myself, and to be honest, I could. See if I can. Right, so by that, I've messaged CW myself. I don't know whether he will open that message. He has time to, but hopefully that will fix something. Prost has got a 3-second time penalty while under the safety car. Well, actually, while we're under it, we'll see. He has got the message, so let's see if that might not fix it. That's the thing, it might not fix it. So, we'll see whether it does. At least the timing's going down. So there's the ones on penalties. Eagle and Fish Sticks are the only one yet to have penalties. Biggest one, Charismic, 27 seconds. And then you've got Bradley on 9, you've got Prio on 9, you've got a few 6s there. Demons on 6, Monster Skyline on 6, Prost on 6, 46. Old Mandy on 6 seconds as well. So, standings will figure it out. Because the good thing is that we know what the issue is. We know that the only person out of place is CW. In fact, there is CW. He's joined back. Eagles let him through. I don't think it's fixed it. I don't think it's fixed the problem. And in fact, I think CW now leads this race outright. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, he's now legit in first. That's the thing. I don't think we really should have let him through. We're going to be under racing again. Again, we've got to keep... Oh! Oh, that was... Oh, I hope Eagle doesn't get a penalty for that. I don't think he did. I think that was just general screen lag there. Might have actually fixed it. Because the interval's now gone. Safety car's in. Remember, we've got Primus is the interesting link in all this. Because he's on hard tyres and is yet to pit. Has it It's fixed! No, it's not. He's a lap ahead. Never mind. But he is legit winning, and Primus has got a good run on Eagle. Potentially going for second at the moment. And it's even more confusing. I think actually CW is legit winning. But only because we thought letting him through would fix everything. Anyway. Back underway. We've got this train of soft tyre runners. Yeah, we've got a train of soft tyre runners right behind Primus. Primus hanging on. He's on 10 lap old hards. They will easily go to the end, but these soft tyre runners... Skyline runs deep. Vinny didn't get a good exit either. He got the two Rebels behind of Fish Sticks and Demons. Bradley... There's another guy yet to pit. This has really worked well actually for Prost. Prost can actually score some decent points here. But his first target is Bradley, who's defending in the middle of the road. Button and Skyline going side by side. There's battles all over the place. Prost has moved into ninth. You can see in the background. So at least Prost can score some decent points. With Duffel out already, he can try and close the gap. But Eagle still is there, and CW is completely gone away from Eagle, rightly or wrongly. Obviously, it'll be something to figure out at the end. But in my view, he's legit winning the race. On attack due to blue flags. It's difficult, isn't it? Because CW should have left, but because he hasn't. Or did he leave? I don't know whether he left or not. It's something we'll have to figure out, but we'll continue with this racing. And we'll see what happens. But Button now the soft tyres are kicking in. All over the back of Primus. And Primus is going to make this racing point 3 times as large as what it normally is. And look, you can see the difference. Surely Button will be going through. Bounty Eagle can't attack Button because of the blue flags. So, oh, as Button hits the back, oh, and he's going to have a horde of cars right behind. You got Vinny, Skyline, Button all over the place. Here comes Skyline, top of the inside. Can Vinny go for a double overtake? I don't think he has. He's not using overtake. As Skyline, mistime is braking. Damage for both Button, I think, and Skyline. Skyline tapped the back of Primus. Got wing damage himself, and there is Button. He's got damage as well, I think. I can't tell by the helicopter. I don't know whether he got damage. Again, but Skyline definitely has. And Primus still hanging on to that third place because these guys are tripping all over each other. There's a Rebel of Demons who nearly went into the back of Vinny there as well. Yellow flags. Prayer at the back. Having a little spin. Look at Prost now. He's up into 9th place. Right behind these guys. They're all being cooped up behind Primus, who's hanging on to 3rd. This is big for Primus. He's going to defend this as hard as he can. As Button's going to have a big run on Monster Skyline. He's nipped through. I didn't get a good camera angle out of that because he just blitzed by Monster Skyline. Skyline's got damage. He's getting a whole heap of understeer. Button did not get damage. I think Vinny did. No, Vinny did not. Look, you got the Red Bull nearly touching. Look at this whole horde of cars here. And Skyline's going to go back up on the inside of Button. This train. Ellen up in the inside. It's got barely any ARS left. Still got 5 laps to go. Vinny having a look. You've got both the Red Bulls there as well. You've got Prost at the back of this. He's trying to pick his way through. London on the inside of Fish Sticks, I think. Right on board of Prost. Look at this. 3rd down to 9th. Ridiculous. Eagle's gone from this. This is anyone's going for the podium. There's Prost at the back of this. Who's behind Prost? You've got 40 behind Prost. He's on the medium tyres. Look, you can see they're all concertinaing up. No DRS yet. It's weird. I don't get that. Demons, big lunge up the SR! Jesus! That was so close. Massive Ricardo lunge. We couldn't get the brakes stopped and nearly careered into the back of Vinny. Jeez. The Demons is going to recoup, and you can see through the S's. The Williams just cannot get the grip to keep going. And Primus, despite everything, is still hanging on to 3rd place. But Button now, he's fended off the Williams and everyone else behind. He can now attack Primus by himself. Meanwhile, Prost is going to have a look at Fish Sticks as well. Oh, in fact, I think he did lunge. Oh no, there's 40. 40's with him. 40's caught up everyone. And he's looking at Prost and is actually, is he going to get by? Button's having a look, couldn't get off, but couldn't get past. We'll get the leader. Okay. Yes, a lap. I can't do gap to leader. It's a lap. Hey, look. I gotta keep it on interval, honestly. Right. I'm still 3rd. Button 4th. Skyline 5th. Vinny. Demons. Oh, Vinny, don't look on the inside there. Both Red Bulls. Then you got Prost. Then you've got 40. Charismatic. Remember, all these guys have penalties. So, that's actually what I'm going to look at. So, there's some penalties here. And you've got Demons. Is he going to have another big lunge up on the inside? No, thinks better of it. Good. I'll give myself another heart attack. In terms of penalties, Vinny's going to, if he can stay in this train, Vinny's going to work out pretty well because he's only on 3. As is Fish Stick, so they could. Is it going to finish a lap early? Potentially. Potentially. That's a good point, Scotsman. Honestly, this is crazy. This is honestly crazy. Prost is. Oh, what? 3 wide. What are you doing? What's going on here? Charismatic has got by Prost. Prost has got shuffled out and all that. They're going 3 wide into that hairpin. Guys, what are you doing? Prost is back up. Button, has he finally got by? He has. He's finally got by Primus. And look at the gaggle of cars behind. You got 2 by 2. Charismatic. Oh, into 9th, ahead of 40. This ridiculous race. Losing it. I'm really losing it at the end of this. Right, so Button's into 3rd place, but he's got to get 3 seconds ahead of Primus because Primus has got 1 less penalty. Vinny at the moment is going to leap up ahead into, well, I think 2nd or I think 3rd, but he's had a big lunge on Monster Skyline on the inside of turn 1, pushes him all the way to the outside. and gets the move done just about. Skyline trying to retaliate, but cannot, as Charismatic has got by UK Demons into 8th place and lovely cuts the corner. In fact, Charismatic is nowhere near going to keep that because he's got 36 seconds of penalties. Not a chance. Prost could still move up to 8th, I think, in all this. I think 1 lap 26. Again, Scotsman's now put that into my head that the race could only be 27 laps because CW's a lap ahead. Right, so this train, thank goodness, has split up a little bit. So in terms of penalties, let's think. So Eagle, I don't know what, the only thing that confuses me, the only thing that is in the air about this race is what they're going to do about CW, because clearly all race it's not been right, but do you punish him for not leaving? I guess. I don't really know. There's Skyline and... Where's Skyline? Skyline gone into the pits. Yeah, Skyline's in the pits. And yeah, he's retired. Oh, that is such a shame. As Vinny and Primus are now going side by side the exit turn 1. And Vinny has moved by Primus, so Primus has valiantly tried to hang on to as many points as he can. And is dropping now down to 5th. We are going to get our answer at the end of this lap. This could be the last lap that we get, potentially, if CW is properly a lap ahead. So we'll see at the end of this. But at the moment, Vinny is well on course to get into 3rd place. See, I don't know what I'm going to do with podium as well. It does show the lead lap. 40 Toxic on the back straight. What's going on here? That's Demons just ahead. And Toxic right up the inside of 40. The banging tyres, the banging tyres. Oh, there's contact on the back of Demons. Prost is looking as well. There's potentially 3 wide. What are you doing? No, Prost lunged in and contact as well. And, oh, NW trying to go by 40. Just gets ahead. Oh, that was a bit... Yeah, and we are going to be on the last lap. So the lap counter's right. That's one thing that's right, I guess. So, this does confuse me because obviously all race, since I joined back, CW's been a lap ahead. Now, that might not be right. It could be right. Well, no, he's not a lap ahead properly. He cannot possibly be. But what I'm saying is that my interval could be wrong, but everyone else's interval, like everyone else's race interval on their POV, could be correct. So CW could be actually leading this race legitimate, but he only is because he had to be let through under the safety car. It's obviously something we're going to have to figure out, but it's been... I'm looking at the positives. It's been good battling. Even there, MW and Demons are still going at it. What is going on back here? Oh, goodness. NW, you got 40 on the inside of Demons. Prost looking at all of them. Potentially going 3 wide of the head, but yeah, they are. More contact. It is... No. Slowed each other around. Kind of sort of like that. Stop the count. Rerun the race. CW wins. Again, I don't know whether he's going to keep that. Eagle finishes 2nd. Button's going to be in 3rd, but he's going to be hipped by Vinny, who's going to have less penalties. So Vinny moves to 3rd. Chris sticks to 4th because he had no penalties, I don't think. I don't believe he had. Bishops 4, Button 5th, Primus 6th, 40 up to 7th, no, MW to 7th, Prost to 7th, NW8, 49th, Manti 10th, Demons, Charismatic, Bradley Johnson, and then your boy Prio is going to round out the drivers. Now, is the race director then going to fix itself? I don't think it is. I'm lost. Oh no. Really don't know. I agree, demons. A very broken lobby, but we got there. We got a result at the end of it, and that's what matters. So, this interview is going to be interesting, because what do I do? Does Toxic win that race? Always got to go by race director, and technically won by a lap. Oh yeah, Standing's going to have lovely things with the timing pages, because yeah, there you go. I think what we're gonna have to do, we're gonna have to go by the results on the interval, because clearly, according to this, CW won by a lap. Fast is that 342? Yeah, 342.1. Probably did that on the first lap as well. Oh boy. Right, let's go down to the end. There we go. Wow. I don't know what to say. I'm so confused. Right, so in terms of interview, what are we saying, chat? Who do I invite? Because what do the chats say? Which three should I invite? Should it be the top three that we got here? CW, Eagle, and Vinny? Or should it be Eagle, Vinny, Fish Sticks? That's Eagle and Vinny. Yeah. We'll figure it out. We shall figure it out. We will find a way. We will find a way. The positive I'm seeing is that we persevered and we got a result at the end of it. That's my positive, and there was good racing once we gathered what was going on. But I think you should still invite Fish too. Yep. I will as well. I will as well. Okay. And then, wait, who's... Was it Button in second? I believe it was Button in second. There's Eagle. Right, include your audio please, guys. Sort this. Button was second, wasn't he? Guys?
I'm not sure what's going on there, to be honest.
I think he was 4th. I think Graded was in the top 3.
Vinny was second. Jeez,
Yeah.
oh, my mind's melted. I'm sorry.
No, I say that was a bit of a miss at the end.
A bit.
Yeah. I was confused because Toxic was in front of me during like the first bit of the race, and I was like, "Why is he saying he's first?"
When we was on the
Obviously,
starting
we'll
grid,
sort that out.
No,
It
no,
was
I'm saying
saying
it's just,
on the starting grid, it was saying I was 5th when I was in 2nd.
I have no idea how I managed to get anywhere near the front.
Did you have any pens?
I had
No.
I got 3 seconds at the end, towards the end. And I was,
Everyone ahead like 6, 9s, and 12s.
yeah, say I was. I felt so slow for most of the race. It's like,
Right, I need Vinny. Oh, Vinny. Right, include your audio, guys. There's Vinny. Right, include your audio, please, Vinny. Right, let's try with these questions I'm going to ask you, and obviously responses. We'll try and put the result to one side for the time being, because I can guess what the result is, but I don't know 100% whether that is the result or what's going to happen. That's a call that the powers that be will do. So we'll get through this, and yeah, let's just put that to one side and let the powers that be deal with that before we start guesstimating where we all finish. Anyway, let's start off with Fish Sticks in the Rebel. Welcome Fish Sticks. It's been a while since you're actually in the again, I've invited you because you could be on the podium, you could not be, I don't know at this point, but
yeah, it has been away all the way in Bahrain. It's the last time I was here.
yeah, the chat wanted me to talk to you, so there we go. The chat, all hail the chat. The chat is boss.
Chat is king.
Chat is king. Chat is king. Yes. Yeah, it's been a while since you've been near the podium for a while, isn't it? But obviously today you stuck it in with a very intense midfield battle by the looks of it. There with your own teammate Demons, you had 40 in there, you had Prost, you had Skyline Button. It looked mental to be a part of. But obviously you kept your penalties down, which was the key in this race, and you leapt up through the field.
Yeah, that was the main thing. I was just concentrating on the first sector, maybe dialing it back a bit, because I know that's like the main sector to get corner cuts on it. That was my main concentration point. And obviously, after the safety car restart, it was like looking in the rear mirror. It was like 3 wide, 2 wide, people in front, 2 wide, 3 wide. It was just I was glad to get out of there with front wing still intact. To be honest.
Yeah, I don't know how everybody kept the front wing. I know a few got a bit chipped.
No, it's just a testament to the awareness of the people there, I suppose.
Well, didn't do well for my blood pressure. Jeez. It's like my head's melting because of what's going on, and then you had you guys going like 3 wide into hairpins and 4 wide down the straight. What you doing? What are you trying to do to me?
Oh no, yeah, I'm gonna have to watch this off that back, because it definitely sounded like it was
yeah.
one to watch.
So, yeah, safety car kind of obviously confused everything even more, but obviously it brought the field back up, and it's just a horde of cars trying to get by prime missiles on the hards. You guys were on softs, but geez, honestly. But anyway, moving on. Obviously, putting tonight to one side and everything that's happened. Moving on to Mexico next week. Fingers crossed, we have no issues. What is your thoughts heading to that track?
I kind of like the track. Last season, it's where I got my first podium. So hopefully I can be out there. If not, have a fun race. That's what it is towards the end of the season. So
remember that race as well.
Yeah, the two Hussies ran away quite fast. So
was that you was in F?
F5 at the time.
Oh,
That's F5. Yeah,
No,
it was
wasn't in
Kazi
the
and
F4 race.
yeah, it was Kazi and someone else. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, I hope I do speak to you again before the end of the season. But if I don't, how you think your season has been? It started off well, didn't it? And then it's
Yeah. So it started
haven't had
well.
the best of luck.
I was really positive after the first two races, and then like it just sort of went a bit like rubbish. And I've sort of like pulled it back, got some slight consistency. I mean, the Silverstone race, that was my biggest disappointment because I think that was on for another podium there. But other than that, I've just sort of pulled back the consistency, and hopefully that will keep me a good stead, and I can have some good races with the guys.
Yes. Now, obviously, result to one side is a good result regardless of what happens. So, yeah, well done.
Whatever it is, it's just good.
Yeah, well done, Fistix, on your good result. And as I said, the chat wanted me to talk to you. All hail the chat.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
There you go. See, chat. I listen to the people. Anyway, well done and good luck in Mexico next week.
Thank you.
Okay, next person I will chat to is Graded Vinny in the Mercedes. And like Fistix, Vinny, you were in that titanic midfield battle, which must have been great to be a part of. Sorry. A few words about that before we talk about anything else.
Yeah, I had a couple of near misses into the back of folk and at some corners. It got a bit hectic, especially when it was Primus on the hards. It kind of I could see Ego and all that trying to get. I don't know if it was Ego that in front, but we just couldn't get past them at all. But yeah, that was pretty intense in the midfield there.
You got to take me through the start, because obviously I missed it. So me in the chat, I've got to use our imagination. How did you take the lead? I'm trying not to sound too surprised. Sorry, that sounded very.
I'd like to know.
Sounded
that
very.
too.
Sounded very patronising. Didn't mean to come out like that.
To be honest, I don't know. Like, see, when we were waiting for everyone to load up, and a couple of guys were saying it was me and two other folk we were waiting on, but I was sitting in the car waiting to go. So obviously I got kicked out again, but once I got back in, and then I think somebody left the session, and then the race started straight away after that. And then
Yeah, apparently the race started as I was kicked.
yeah, the streamer got kicked, and then somebody else left, and then as soon as it started, I don't know what happened. The two cars in front of me, my car just seemed to fly past them.
Yeah, you passed us before we even started moving.
Yeah, I thought that. Yeah. I don't know how that
wow.
happened. But there was so much going on. Because of what the problems Toxic had, I got a 5-second penalty for ignoring blue flags when he was behind me.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
So overall, that was just a total. It was a glitch race, wasn't it? But do you know what? At the end of the race, I quite enjoyed it because it was a lot of racing.
Yes, it was a lot of good racing. Obviously, I'm looking at the positives here. It was confusing, frustrating, everything to watch. But there was some good battles going on, especially the midfield, and they provided the good positive action that we always like to see. But what's your thoughts heading through into Mexico?
I find Mexico. I'm not really quicker in there. Again, it'll be an interesting race because the grid straight's quite long, so that's probably the overtaking zone. But it's a hard track to drive around, I think.
Yeah, definitely is, especially if some rain possibility thrown in, and I've seen really heavy rain at Mexico before, so
Yeah, that's not fun.
But anyway, obviously, regardless of whether you're second or third, it's another podium for yourself, so that is your... Look at my stats here. Where's your name? On to third podium, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's a lot better than last season.
Yeah. So well done so far. But yeah, good result for yourself.
Cheers, man.
And good luck next week and rest of the season.
Thank you.
Alright. So, moving on next to the Alfa Romeo of RSF1 Eagle. Now, of course, we don't know at this point whether you have won or whether you are second, but...
There's no way I should be second. That's for sure. No way in the world.
Yeah, obviously we'll figure that out, but we can't 100% say, yeah, let people deal with that. But regardless...
I don't even know where Toxic was. He's that
No.
far behind, I don't even know where he was.
Yeah. But second or first, it's a great result against your championship rivals. Exactly what you needed. Obviously, very unfortunate to see what happened to Duffeldump. Obviously disconnecting, he was far behind
Yeah.
when he left, and obviously Prost had a difficult race, still got 7th. But I believe you overtake... No, you'll be just behind him, and obviously you've gained on Duffer, so it closes everything up into Mexico beyond, which is exactly what you needed. Exactly what Alfa Romeo needed as well.
Yeah. It was just a strange race.
Strange from my point of view as well.
Yeah, so from the start, when we sat on the grid, when I was supposed to be in P2, it was saying I was P5. I thought I was on the party with Button, it was saying he was P4 even though he was on pole. And then obviously from the start, we sat on the grid for God knows how long. And then when it got started, Vinny shot past us without us even moving. I managed to get past Button, and then closed Vinny down, overtook him. Pulled an 8-second gap on him, I think, before the safety car came out. And then when I pulled up to the back of the safety car, it was telling me to pass it because it was waiting for the leader. So, well, obviously there was no one in front of me, but I didn't pass it. So in the end, I think everyone let Toxic's car through so we could get behind the safety car so it could come in. But obviously then, as soon as the whole time I was behind Toxic, behind the safety car, he had a big red X above his car. And then as soon as the safety car went in, his car was on like a rocket. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's definitely confusing from my point of view. Obviously I missed the complete start, and then by the way you and Vinny described it, I'm kind of glad I did miss the start, because I'll be like, what's going on?
Yeah. Well, none of us, we didn't know what was going on. We must have been sitting on the grid for 2 or 3 minutes, I think, before it went.
Yeah. Positive thing is we got through it. We got a result at the end of it. So we're moving on to Mexico. Obviously, fingers crossed we'll have a fault-free race next week. What's your thoughts heading into that? Obviously, you still got to catch the gap from yourself to Duffer. It would have been closed, as I said, but you still got to do it.
Yeah.
I reckon it's still possible.
You never know.
But it's still possible.
Yeah. I can't see me overtaking him. I think the leader's a bit just too big. He doesn't drop that many points. So I haven't touched Mexico as of yet, so I'll be doing some practice with the weekend again.
I also believe your result today will extend the lead over Racing Point. Obviously, with Prost getting back into the points as well, despite his difficult race.
Yeah.
So, gained on Racing Point. Obviously, right over Rodney with Duffeldump's disconnection, but still, you got to take it.
Yeah, but if the race stands, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. So, good luck in Mexico next week.
Thank you.
Yeah, see you there. Now, obviously, there is a lot of speculation and confusion about what's going on, but I've got to go by the race director at pretty much most times until things are sorted out. So, hello, Toxic. Hello. Now, obviously, according to the standings, you led by a lap, but I need to kind of gather what happened with your point of view. Please, if you've got it.
I disconnected during the formation lap, tried to join back. Then I got in my car and I sat in the grid and then the grid didn't load, so I left again, I restarted again. I got back and I think I was like P8 when I joined back, but it told me P1. So it just showed P1 the whole race and I was blue flagging every day. So I was confused, probably as much as everybody else was. And then I just kept driving, I didn't know what to do to be honest. And then I got to the other safety car. And then you messaged saying restart, so I restart and I joined back. Like the second to last corner or something like that. I went first. Then that was it really, I just kind of went through there. So I don't know.
Well, the last we kind of requested you to leave because we thought it would fix everything in terms of the timing, but it didn't. So again, it's definitely a lot of confusion. Obviously, we'll let the powers that be sort it out for obviously this, and we'll come to conclusion. But obviously, putting this race to one side, obviously, next week Mexico. What's your thoughts for that?
Yeah, terrible in there. I mean, I thought it was going to be terrible in here, but it is what it is. We'll soon see. I'll do a bit of practice during the week and we'll see where I come out.
Certainly, and that'll be the last race before we head off for Christmas and New Year break. So it'd be good to have a good, strong result to have before we head into next year.
Hopefully glitch free and all.
Yes, fingers crossed, glitch free. Jesus. Didn't me and you have it in F1 last week?
I don't know.
No, you went with me in F1.
No, I done F2, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then F5.
We had a similar thing there where it wouldn't start. We then got kicked and then it started. So this game, hopefully sorted soon. But anyway, well done on your race and good luck for next week.
Cheers.
Yes. Right, so that has been the curtain closer of the Circuit of the Americas. It didn't run smoothly. We saw what happened, but obviously we'll sort that out and go moving forward. What we have next week is the Mexican Grand Prix, and as I mentioned to Toxic, is the last week of racing before we have a very well deserved Christmas break. I think we need it after that. So we have Sunday F2, F3 on the Monday, and it's F5 Tuesday, F1 on the Wednesday, and then finally the last race of this calendar year, F4 on the Thursday. Fingers crossed I'll be joined by someone, and fingers crossed I'll be commentating on a glitch-free race, but fingers crossed for that. And then we have Brazil and Abu Dhabi to close off the season. But thank you very much for everybody that was watching. I've been RSF1 Bundle. Keep yourself safe and everything. We're nearly there in terms of that, but still got to keep safe and vigilant. Make sure you join us for next time for the Mexican Grand Prix on this Sunday. Primus and Vettel scheduled to take you through the action on that. So join us on Sunday 8 o'clock. Until then, take care and good night.